What is up, guys? Welcome to another fragrances of the month. Today we're going to be talking about two fragrances that most of you have probably not even heard of, and I'm so excited to share these two fragrances because they literally took me by storm. Now, these are the two fragrances that I'm talking about. The reason why they are in these small bottles is because they are actually decants from the original. No, they're not dupes, they're not replicas, they're not rejected, anything like that. They are literally the originals. Now, Niche Perfumery sell decants of fragrances that you probably have never heard of, and the variety of fragrances that they have, whether it's niche, designer, you have no idea. It's actually overwhelming how many options they've got. But the two fragrances that I want to talk to you guys about today is this one, Trajan from Electimus, and then Kirk from Tiziana Terenzi. Now, I want to specifically talk about Trajan first because Trajan is very, very, very similar to the Baccarat Rouge 540. I'm going to get to that just now because the notes inside here and Trajan are very similar. So I just firstly want to say that these decants I've used for multiple weeks now. It's not my first time using that, and now I know exactly how to use this, when to wear it, and what is the perfect weather to get the best out of this fragrance. So I want to start off by saying that this is a unisex fragrance. So basically how the brand explains this fragrance is that it's a warm citrusy fragrance that takes you across Mediterranean citrus groves through gardens of lavender, sage, cedar and woodland with a hint of sugar and spice. Now these are the notes of this fragrance. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying that this is very, very similar to Baccarat Rouge 540, and that's actually one of the recommendations that Mitch, one of the co-owners of Niche Perfumery, mentioned to me and also sent me, is because you would know that I would love this one because I love Baccarat Rouge 540. Now, how it's similar to Baccarat Rouge 540, it shares ambergris, saffron and cedar. These two smell very, very similar to me, and I can definitely pick up on those three notes in both of them. However, this one for me personally has a little bit more of a citrusy dry down, which I think is a beautiful alternative to the Baccarat Rouge 540. The citrusy isn't too sweet. It still leaves a very seductive feminine trail, but I can 100% see how this could smell beautiful on a man in the summer. I would actually say that this is a fragrance that you could use all year around, summer, winter, autumn, spring. I think this is a beautiful fragrance, and you guys know how I generally like to describe how I would think someone wearing this would look like is, I would say, a clean girl, like very clean girl aesthetic, but also like summery old money aesthetic, you know. So they've got that beautiful white linen shirt on. They probably tucked it into a nice pair of fitted, like very expensive jeans. I'm trying to think of Levi's maybe, but I don't know, maybe what's more expensive than that? G-Star Raw probably. Very expensive jeans, like pure linen shirt tucked in. They've got a beautiful jersey knotted around their shoulders. They've got their hair in a slick back bun. They've got a beautiful red lip. They're sipping on white wine, and they are overlooking Greece. This is this is the fragrance that I would think someone like that wears. However, this is also the fragrance that she takes in her purse when she's slipping on a black satin dress for the night out. She's loosening her hair. She's putting up that red lip again. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Okay, so now the next fragrance, guys, took me by surprise like you have no idea. It's called the Tiziana Terenzi Kirk. I know the writings come off a little bit, but I will obviously put a photo up from the bottle, and you will be able to get this from Niche Perfumery. Let me just start off by saying this. I did not know that I would like a peachy, raspberry, fragrance as much as I do this one. And let me just tell you, the way I've been wearing this is layering it with Eccentric Molecule 01. I love layering these two. They are something else to me, and the dry down is just absolutely delicious. Now this again is a unisex fragrance, but it's definitely more of a fruity fragrance. So if you're a man, I would highly recommend maybe trying this in the winter perhaps, or the autumn, where it doesn't turn sour. And if you're a female girl, you can use this all year around, but I highly would recommend this as a spring summer fragrance. Now these are the notes of the fragrance. You guys can definitely see it's more of a fruity fragrance, which is something generally I've never gone for, but this has blown me away and I'll continue to repurchase it. I love it so much that I've actually gone and repurchased the biggest size from Niche Perfumery because I cannot run out of this. Basically, the notes that I personally pull out of this fragrance is definitely musk. I pull vanilla, I pull peach, and then lastly, the dry down, I get the sandalwood. And you guys know how much I love a sandalwood fragrance. Now, it's hard for me to describe this fragrance because the way I've been layering it with Molecule R1, it is like nothing I have in my collection. Therefore, it will continue to stay in my collection. So because this one is such a beautiful, delicate fragrance for me, I would highly recommend you try this in the summer, spring. I do think that you can actually use it in autumn as well because of the sandalwood and the musk that's in there. But you can definitely layer this with more of a fresh fragrance as well, but it's beautiful on its own. Both of these fragrances have phenomenal lasting power. I would say about 6 to 7 hours. Now, the Kirk is actually a great office fragrance, and if I imagine someone wearing this fragrance, it's definitely someone that knows their shit and someone that's actually about to go to a farmer's market, picking up all the organic eggs, oranges, etc., because they're going to be making their best smoothie, etc. lifestyle at home. Like, this person knows that this fragrance is unique, and they know they are assertive. They are not there to dominate, but they know who they are. They're very much a feminine girl. Alright guys, that is it for our fragrances of the month. Let me know if there are any specific fragrances that you picked up this month that you love. Share it in the comments, but I hope you guys pick up one of these fragrances. I promise you, you will not regret it. I'll see you guys soon.